The wind howled down the narrow alley like a wounded animal, whipping through broken fences and rattling loose signs. Snow drifted from the heavens in soft, relentless flurries, coating the city in an icy silence. On the corner of 6th and Elm, between a shuttered bookstore and an old laundromat, a bundle of blankets shifted slightly, revealing the hollow eyes of a boy no older than 12. His name was Liam. He didn't remember the last time he'd eaten a full meal. He didn't remember warmth. But he remembered his mother's laugh, soft like music, before she got sick. Before the hospital bills. Before the eviction notice. Liam had learned to survive. During the day, he'd walk up and down the streets with an old coffee cup, the word "hope" scratched on it in black marker. Most people hurried past him, eyes glued to their phones or staring just above his head, as if pretending he didn't exist made it so. But every now and then, a kind soul would drop a coin into his cup. He cherished those moments, not just for the change, but for the silent acknowledgement, "I see you. You matter." It was one of the coldest mornings of the year when Liam noticed a woman standing across the street, watching him. She was dressed in a tailored coat, her blonde hair tucked into a soft wool hat. Her boots looked expensive, her purse designer. But her eyes held something familiar. Not pity. Not judgment. Something softer. She crossed the street, knelt down beside him, and without a word, placed a warm muffin and a cup of hot chocolate beside his worn sneakers. "Eat," she said gently, her voice cracking like an old record. Liam nodded, unable to speak around the lump in his throat. Her name was Clara. She came every day that week. She brought sandwiches, gloves, even a book once, The Little Prince. Liam hadn't read anything in months, but he devoured every page by the dim streetlight. Clara asked questions, not invasive ones. Just enough to let him speak if he wanted to. And slowly, Liam opened up. He told her about the night his mom passed in the shelter, about running away from foster care, about the old violin he used to play. She listened with a quiet intensity, tears sometimes gathering at the corners of her eyes. One night, Clara brought him to a small diner. It was warm, smelled like bacon grease and fresh bread, and the server called her Miss Hartley with the kind of respect reserved for regulars and big tippers. As they sat in a booth, Liam barely touched his food. His hands shook, not from cold, but from disbelief. He wasn't used to being inside. Not anymore. "Liam," Clara said, placing a gentle hand over his. "I want to help you. Not just with meals. With a life." He flinched. "You don't even know me." She smiled. "I don't have to know everything to care. Someone once helped me when I thought no one would. Now it's my turn." Liam didn't answer, but that night, for the first time in months, he didn't sleep on the street. Clara had arranged a room at a transitional shelter for youth, where a warm bed and hot meals replaced the harsh pavement and bitter wind. Over the next few weeks, she helped him enroll in school, bought him clothes, and even found an old violin through a community music program. Liam was hesitant at first, his fingers awkward and stiff, but the moment the bow touched string, something inside him stirred, a spark long buried under frost and fear. At school, he struggled. The other kids had routines, families, homes. He had shadows. But Clara came to every parent-teacher conference, cheered at his school recital, and framed his first report card with a proud smile. Still, the past clung to him like smoke. One afternoon, he saw a man who looked like his old foster dad, the one who had hit him when no one was watching. Panic gripped him. He ran. For 3 days, no one could find Liam. When Clara finally did, he was back on the streets, holding his coffee cup marked "Hope," the snow falling again like a cruel reminder of where he had started. She knelt beside him. "Why? I don't belong," he whispered. "I'm not like them. I'm broken." She looked at him for a long moment, then did something he didn't expect. She took the cup from his hands and dropped 2 shiny quarters in it. "We're all a little broken, Liam," she said. "But that's how the light gets in." He cried then, deep sobs that racked his body, and Clara held him until the snow melted into spring. Years passed. Liam graduated high school, the first in his family to do so. He earned a scholarship to a music conservatory, playing his violin on stages that once seemed like distant dreams. Clara never missed a performance. One night, after a particularly emotional concert, Liam stepped onto the stage for his encore. He looked into the audience, spotted Clara wiping her eyes, and said into the microphone, "This one's for the woman who reminded me that hope isn't just a word. It's a hand that reaches out when you're drowning." He played Clair de Lune, every note a thank you, every measure a memory. Years later, after Clara passed peacefully in her sleep, Liam found a letter in the violin case she had given him. "Dear Liam. I once stood in the cold too, lost in a different kind of way. Someone saved me with a kind gesture, a warm coat and a promise that I mattered. You reminded me why I chose to pay it forward. Keep going. Keep giving. And when you see someone with a cup marked, hope, don't walk past. Love, Clara." That winter, Liam started a music program for homeless youth called Coins in the Cold. It offered not only instruments and lessons, but meals, mentorship, and, most importantly, belief. One snowy evening, a young boy sat outside the old diner with nothing but a backpack and fear in his eyes. Liam knelt, placed a hot cocoa and a sandwich beside him, and smiled. "Eat," he said. "You matter."